Hello, BookTube. As you can see, I'm in a different location, not in my own house. We kind of had a family emergency, so my mom and I went to visit my grandmother, her mother, for just for the day, and we'll leave we got here yesterday. It's only 3 hours away, so we came yesterday, and then we're staying today. My mom's gonna help her out a little bit with some things, and then we'll probably leave tomorrow early because I have to go to work. I have to be at work at I think 2. And like I said, it's only 3 hours, so as long as we leave early enough, I can get home in time to get ready for work. Um, so I thought, what the hell? Why don't I just do a update, you guys? So I didn't. So I am still working on Hero of Ages, although I decided that I'm probably not gonna do a review on Hero of Ages because I seem to have trouble reviewing the Mistborn series. I love it. It's one of my all-time favorite fantasy series that I've read so far. I've just loved the series, but I'm not good at speaking very eloquently and thoroughly about the books, and I feel like so far every time I update you guys um do these update videos on my reading and what I'm currently reading, I've just basically repeated the same thing about Hero of Ages. So I'm not gonna do a review, and because I always feel like when I'm reviewing a book in a series and it's not the first book, then I always have trouble because I don't know if I should, I don't want to spoil you guys, and I don't know how to, you know, well, I guess I could hold up the book, but I just don't know how to do I feel like I struggle with doing a review for those kinds of books. But I'm getting better but I am currently taking notes on the books I'm reading. Not that one, because I'm basically almost done, so it's like, I feel like it would be no point. But I've been taking notes on some of the classics. I feel like, especially when you're reading classics, like, maybe not so much the modern classics, because I think they're a little bit easier and a little closer to the style of today's books. But like the original classics, like like for instance, I'm currently reading Bleak House, and this is kind of one of those things, one of those books where I've been wanting to read more Dickens, and I was slowly collecting his books because that's one of the things about one of the good things about Gibbons is it does have a classics collection. It's not a huge collection, but it's still. But I guess a lot of high schoolers and maybe probably have to read the classics, or a lot of people just passing through, because it takes used books essentially. And Books and Things, whose channel I do not remember her first name. I need to get her first name. I need to listen out for her actual name, but she has been doing a read along of Bleak House, and we'll discuss the sections. And she's reading it like how it would have been originally published in a serial format, because back then that's what a lot of authors would do. They would publish their books in like sections, like the first few chapters, and then the next issue would be the next few chapters, etc. But but the way Books and Things would talk about the book and discuss it, it made me feel like, oh, I gotta read this book. So I finally started and I've only read a few chapters. We've been introduced to a few characters. So far, I feel I've absorbed most of the information I've absorbed is on the character of Esther. I don't know why. Maybe it was just, I feel like with these kind of books, it depends on the time when I read them, because if I read them when I'm not like alert in my mind, my mind is not awake, then it's hard for me to concentrate on the material I'm reading. And plus, if there's a lot of distractions, like, my mom and my grandma have been talking a lot the past 24 hours, and my grandma's loves watching the news, which is really aggravating because it's such full of. It's just, I don't want to hear all that negative stuff that's going on in the world 24/7. And then, of course, because cable bills cost money, my grandma got rid of some of the channels I did like watching on here. Like, I will watch, because in the morning on TNT, they will rerun episodes of Supernatural and Charmed, and she got rid of TNT because she doesn't watch that channel. I mean, really, the only thing my grandma watches is like sports and the news. Unless we're here, then maybe we'll put on something else. That's always been my goal. Every time I come here, I try to make, if I'm staying here, I try to make sure the TV's on different things. But, so I don't have a lot to say. As you can see, I think I haven't got very far in the book. Like I said, we met some of the characters. Esther, and I think that we're gonna see her grow up in the book. Because I remember I do get a little spoiled. Because Books and Things was talking about how Esther, in one of the chapters, gets chickenpox, I guess for the first time, and she's terribly scarred by it. And it really affects her emotionally because, unfortunately back then, of course, that was your physical looks for women was a big deal. I mean, it's still a big deal today, but back then it was like, it's one of the things you had going for you. Like, it's what you used to lure a man to you so he would want to marry you. And then, I've met Lady Deadlock a little bit. We got some information on her, like she's childish, and she's childless, not this. Like she doesn't have any children. And we've gotten introduced to the law firm that is kind of the man the Jarndyce. I think it's like a law firm or something. So it's interesting. It's just, I feel like I haven't read enough for me to get into it. And I am starting to reread this book from the beginning for the third time in a row. And that's Middlemarch by George Eliot. Because I want to discuss it more. And I want to absorb what I'm reading more. And I feel like discussing it on here and bringing it up like with a friend or, or on I'm one of those people who still uses Facebook, because I mentioned my Facebook groups. Discussing on there might potentially help. So I'm keeping an eye out because I don't want to be filming this when my grandma and mom get back, because my grandma will ask questions. My mom is aware that I do this. My grandma isn't. She might find it a little bit weird, or maybe even silly or something. So, and this is something I want to kind of keep to myself. Not, although the irony of that is I also get kind of annoyed that my family members, that I feel like I have to do that because my family members won't care as much. And, I have a couple family members that potentially might care and be willing to participate in the video. And I wish I knew how to, upload videos from my phone onto here. Because we're going on a cruise and I would love to film, maybe do a vlog or something, but I don't even know how to do vlogs. So I want to learn, but it's something that someone would have to go over. Someone who knows how to do it would have to go over it with me. And not just tell me how to do it, but they would have to actually talk me through it and work with me, and maybe we'd have to practice and stuff like that. But anyway, so, I'm once again rereading book 1, where we meet the two sisters, the Brooke sisters. They're living with their uncle, and you have Dorothea Brooke, who is, she's more clever and intellectual type. She has very high standards when it comes to the idea of a husband. And then you have her sister, Cecilia, who is more, I guess, not necessarily street smart, but she's just a little more, they use the word common sense. She has more common sense than her sister. And I know from what I remember when I read it the first 2 times I read it, is that there's 2 gentlemen, Sir Chatham, I can't remember his first name, James Chatham. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And then there's the priest or vicar guy, and his name I can't remember at the moment. Those are the guys that both want to marry Dorothea, but Dorothea likes the vicar guy more. She picks him and everyone's like, I don't understand that. Why would you pick that guy? Like, you're gonna be bored with him, or and I think, and she picks him because he's so much more intellectually of her level. That's how she feels. Like, they could have these great discussions and everything. But I think he's not as wealthy as Sir James Chatham. And some people, I don't think they find him as good looking either, if I remember correctly. So I have a feeling, because from what I've heard from people like Jennifer insert literary pun, he's not like, it's not going to be a happy, she's not going to end up happy. Like, she seemed to imply that there's only a few characters who end up actually happy in this book, because I think there's going to be a lot of characters we're going to meet in this little town of Middlemarch. So this time, hopefully, I won't get past book one. I mean, I have gotten past book one, because the second time I read it, I got to book two. But then last night I was thinking, okay, I want to start over so I can maybe see, like, really absorb it, the material better, and talk about it more. It's just very hard because I don't have anyone really to talk to. I mean, I have people on Facebook, but I almost feel like it's hard to find people. I mean, I could ask around. That's what I should do. I should ask people on Facebook. But most of them, it seems like they're into the now popular series, the modern books like Sarah J. Maas and Harry Potter and possibly, well, no, even not even Lord of the Rings. Or like Sarah J. Maas's books, or Brandon Sanderson, Although even then, no, and it feels like a lot. It's funny that as much as I will defend YA, and I don't like how people are like oh, I'm too old for YA. I don't want to read it, and I feel like sometimes readers don't take it seriously. Now I'm finding, and maybe it's the influence of the booktubers who criticize YA, that I am starting to notice the flaws in YA fiction, and I am starting to, although maybe it's not necessarily booktube, maybe it's more the people on Facebook. I don't know, it's like I'm definitely being influenced by someone, possibly, because I'm starting to grow, or maybe I'm not even influenced, maybe I'm just getting, now that I'm going to be 30 this year, in a month, because, I mean, let's face it, it's going to be April in a few days. So, like, in a month, which April means I get to go visit my sister. I got off for spring break. Not that matters, because I don't go to school anymore. But, I'm definitely kind of moving on from YA. I'm starting to grow out of it a little bit. I mean, I still like it. I have Cinda Williams' Chima's books. I have her first series, and I think that's considered YA. And I might go back to the Falconer series. I don't know. I'm debating. Maybe it's just bad timing. But I'm definitely watching more booktube. I'm definitely getting more into booktube. I've watched a handful of booktubers who read books like this, classics and stuff like that, and discuss them. But it just, I feel like in the Facebook book groups, I'm coming across more people that read like YA. It feels like they discuss YA a lot more than something like this, or adult books. I'm like, where are those people? And no one in my own group, people aren't that active, and I don't know if you could argue that that's my fault, or just, as my friend Kayla has said, that when you have a smaller group, people aren't as active, which is a bit annoying. And it's very, it doesn't give you very much confidence. It doesn't make me feel confident that, it doesn't give me that my group, it almost makes me want to give up. But then I also don't want to go, but I'm also lazy and don't like getting rid of things, having to go through the trouble of trying to delete something and try to get rid of something, unless I can just easily get rid of it, like put it away somewhere, or put it in something and then send it somewhere. Like, I can easily get rid of books by sending it to the Gibbons bookstore, which that's what I was going to do yesterday. That was my plan. But then, my mom was like, okay, we better go see your grandmother. So, but I might go on Friday. I might go to the bookstore on Friday because I am off on Friday. Because unless I say something to my managers or whatever, they won't necessarily. It's not like they're gonna. Even though I asked off yesterday because I was supposed to work, or not today. I was supposed to work today, but then because of the family emergency, so if I said anything, yeah, they would schedule me on Friday, but I probably won't. Okay, and then I'm also still working my way through Count of Monte Cristo, and I'm still really enjoying it. And I think, even though I've talked about it a little bit in these kind of videos, I want to do kind of like a discussion, kind of like what Books and Things does for Bleak House. I don't know if I'll be as good as thorough as she is, but I'm gonna try. But I'm on chapter 30. Look at how you can see that I've had this book for a long time because look, it's like, see if you can see right there. And then, this kind of folded. You can tell the book is very broken into. Although and then there's this. You can tell it's one of my older books on my shelf. It's one of the oldest books. But I knew it was going to take me a long time to read, so. Because, this is over 1,000. This is, a length of a lot of Stephen King's books. Or, Brandon Sanderson's. It's, the size of Way of Kings. As far as page length. And I think, I might, after this, I'm going to attempt to do a discussion video, but I might have to, just stop and delete it. Because, like I said, I want to get this done before my mom and grandma get back from the bank. Because I don't know how long they're going to be gone. I don't know if maybe they'll stop by the base. So it seems like every time we're here, my mom and my grandma go to the base. Because my grandma likes going there, but she won't go by herself. Unless she has to. Unless she, feels the need to. But she doesn't. Unfortunately, she's at that stage where she just likes staying home. She's perfectly content being at home, and she doesn't like to go out and do stuff, which is kind of sad. Although I always worry that my dad and mom will point out that I'm the same way. Because they do, I like my mom, and because my mom is the same way as well. We're both perfectly content, but at the same time, we also will go out, and I do get restless. So maybe that's a little bit of my dad's personality and traits I'm inherently showing. I'm not as sociable as he is, although he jokingly, when he came to pick me up at work, and I don't know who it was, if it was a customer I had that I bagged for or something, but they were talking about how I'm very friendly and talkative and stuff, and my dad was saying, oh, that's her dad coming through. So, I do think working at Harris Teeter has forced me to be more sociable. And I also feel the desire to be, because I feel bad if I don't, interact with people. I don't want to give them a negative impression. I don't want to put them off or anything. Although sometimes people don't really care to talk, But anyway, so I'm on chapter 30 in this book, and Edmund is back in Marseille, and he's working, and I think he's kind of made, Jacopo his manservant, and he's just, right now, he's trying to find out what's going on with everybody, catch up with everybody, see how they're doing. He's, and seeing who are the people, did Ferdinand and Danglars and all those people, did they really betray him? And he's trying to find out who his true friends are. Like Monsieur Morel, is he a good friend? And right now, Morel's not doing very well. I feel bad for the guy. And then he interacted with, disguised, he met with his neighbor, who I thought he was his landlord, him and his father's landlord, but no, he's just a neighbor, because he's a tailor, or he was a tailor back then, and he met him and found out that, his only issue is that he was a bit of a coward, and he was a bit, and he's a bit of a problem with greed. That's one of the deadly sins he commits is greed. He's very greedy. And we've just had this we're not with the last 2 chapters already. We weren't with Edmund, but we were with this English clerk who I think he's a lawyer who is, reminding that Morel is indebted to is in debt right now. And I guess he owes money to the prison, the prison, I can't think of the word, the guy who kind of, the prison, it's a good thing these chapters aren't so long, where's the prison, inspector of prisons. So, but first, in the first chapter, the clerk was talking to the inspector of prisons, and I think we met him in the beginning of the book, or like we met him when Dantes was in jail. And then we go to talk to Monsieur Morel, who is he's married now with a daughter, and they own an inn because he's not doing too well with his shipping business has kind of fallen apart. And the Faroon was lost at sea, fortunately, but the crew survived, thankfully. So I'm probably going to read a little bit more. Like I said, I started reading Bleak House, but I was like, you know what, while they're gone, I'm just going to film a couple videos. Because I might do, like I said, I might do that discussion video of what I've read so far of The Count of Monte Cristo, but then I might not and just stop it and then actually film it at home. Because unfortunately, I don't know how to, put videos together, so I couldn't film a video and then, stop and be like, okay, I can film this later. And then put those 2 videos together. I can't do that. I haven't figured this out yet. So that is what I'm currently reading. And I'm going to finish, I'm going to read a lot on the way home. We got a 3-hour drive, so I'm going to be reading. If I'm not too tired and I can concentrate, I will probably read some more of Hero of Ages on the way home, but I don't know, because if I go to, because, I don't know how early we're going to get up. If we get up super early, then I might be too tired, and I think the safest bet is that I don't drink coffee in the morning, because that makes me go pee, and then not that it takes that long, but then the process of stopping, and there's a lot of shifty places around, that I'm around here, so, I think I want to avoid having to stop and go to the bathroom, but, of course, the bathroom having to go is unavoidable, because eventually you're going to have to go, but I figure I can do myself a favor and just not drink coffee before I leave my grandmother's house, but if we leave early enough, what we might end up doing is stopping somewhere to get breakfast, so I won't really get a chance to drink coffee anyway, so... if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe if you haven't already. And I will be back to my regular setting tomorrow, or the next time I film a video, because I probably won't film a video tomorrow because I'm not going to get home until the evening. And I don't know when we'll get back from South Carolina. Like I said, depends on what time we'll leave. So, but I will probably film a video on Friday. Maybe I'll film a video on Friday, see if... I don't know, though. I might not, because I might not have a lot to say. Unless I get Hero of Ages done. But like I said, I'm not going to film a review for that, because I just have trouble filming reviews for those. For actually doing a review. So, I hope you guys are enjoying your reading, and I will talk to you all later. Alright, bye.